I think a big thing that people miss is not embracing their weird. Um, and I think it's just the result of living probably in a city where you know people, you're afraid to embarrass yourself, you're afraid to do things that most people don't do. You live in a small town and you don't want to rock the boat. You don't have a supportive partner, whatever, whatever. Guys, are you a fucking artist or not? Like, it doesn't mean that you have to go out and do fake shit like rent a Ferrari and flex, you know? You don't have to do that. In one of my videos, I mentioned John Digweed. Um, look at your personality and what you're comfortable doing. In my opinion, John Digweed is fairly reserved. Um, a lot of DJs are. But his angle is, I'm not going to throw cake at the crowd. Here's my thing. I make good quality electronic music that isn't overhyped and overproduced. I have merch, I have a cult following, and I nurture that. That's his deal. Uh, Steve Aoki is kind of the opposite. Super hyped, overproduced EDM. Pretty sure he has co-producers and help with it. Merchandise that's loud to the max. He's got a freaking giant like trampoline park, foam, gym, bouncy thing in his basement in Vegas. Eats healthy, super psycho, crazy, funny, nuts. Throws a giant cake into the crowd. That's his thing. Pauly D, DJ with funky hair, pretty much made a living off of the quote-unquote Guido lifestyle. Sponsored by, I think, Got2b, the hair product line. Everybody's going to have their own kind of personality. And it doesn't mean that you have to do these things, but like, you know, you're an artist, so get out there and explore. Um, it doesn't mean you have to be like those rappers that cross-dress, but like, if you want to try that, go ahead and do it, guys. You don't work at a bank, okay? And no one no one's really going to notice or appreciate an artist that is boring. But don't confuse that. Boring doesn't mean you have to be loud. John Digweed is not loud, but he's also not boring, you know? So it goes back to self-awareness, and it just goes back to understanding like who you are and what you want to do. And you're not going to know unless you try things. So like, don't expect to never take action and also become suddenly aware of what you are and what you do. Um, I grew up with a mother that was in um, makeup school and hair school. So, you know, I always joke with a lot of my friends and family that, you know, I knew more eccentric artists, gays, cross-dressers, uh, trans, every and anybody who was in hair and makeup school that enjoyed hair and makeup and music and poetry and writing in the artistic lifestyle than I knew normal people, quote unquote, in my life by like age 3, 4, 5. So what I'm saying is most people didn't have that upbringing. You know, I mean, by the time most kids are 3 under a normal American life, their father has a stable job, they live out in the suburbs, and, you know, their life is pretty safe and pretty chill. I was taking a lot of city buses, hanging out with cross-dressing late teen, early 20-year-olds with my mom while they worked on, you know, how to perm hair correctly. So for me, I took a lot of that into my lifestyle, and regardless of my sexual orientation, um, it just isn't a big deal for me to explore that side of art for me. Even though a lot of my brand is tropical, I don't fear wearing the color pink. I don't fear painting my nails. I don't fear coloring my hair. I really don't even fear wearing women's clothes. Here's the thing I'm trying to get across. Marilyn Manson once made a very, by the way, if you've never watched an interview with him, please do so. He is unbelievably intelligent. But he once made a quote where he tries to bring up, I guess, I'm paraphrasing big time, but bring up or kind of attack things that people fear. And he has made millions and cemented himself as a musical icon just by drawing on what people fear. It doesn't mean you have to go out and attack Christians. It doesn't mean you have to sacrifice chickens on stage. It doesn't mean that you have to smack your bass player with, sex toys. If you want to, you can though. Just understand that you're an artist. Normal people are going to get a little uneasy around you. Guess what? That's their fucking problem. Okay? Doesn't mean you have to mimic Manson. It doesn't mean that you have to cross dress or do some of the things that maybe some of you, that I've mentioned that some of you are not interested in doing. I'm just saying that, like, stop expecting your parents or your partner to say, that's where my comfort level ends, so don't you go past that. If you do that, you may as well go get a job down the street at a bank. Go buy a tie and stop all of this. But if you're an artist, explore. Explore your sound, explore clothing ideas, explore things that you think about but you're too afraid to do. There's no harm in, I don't know, getting a different kind of guitar or DJ gear or painting your headphones. Like, just use your imagination and explore that, and stop letting a common person's edge of creativity define yours. You may not like Kanye, and I'm not turning this political at all. I'm just saying, like, imagine if Kanye stopped because he offended some people in the hip hop community. Like, you don't have to take it that far. I'm just saying, common people who aren't artists, their comfort level stops way, 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 way before yours. And if you judge yourself and limit yourself based on the limits of the common person, I would not expect you to be successful and really even become self-realizing of your own art and abilities. So, I understand I've kind of beat a dead horse with this, but I really hope I've given you the strength and the courage to go out and do the things that you think about. It could be a cooking show mixed with your music. It could be wearing funky glasses. It could be coming out. It could be being not sure. It could be starting a beauty and wellness show with your music. Anything. I don't know, guys. I'm just throwing darts in a dark room right now, but I just want to encourage you to not limit yourself to the standards of the common person, because it's just us artists here. Let's face it. They're common for a reason, and that's putting your creativity, your money, and your greatness in the hands of average people. And I don't know about you, that sounds a little harsh. I'm sorry if that's a little bit judgmental, but I have no interest in that. You want to be great? Explore. Make art. Test yourself. Push yourself to the limits.